I'm Victoria.
I'm Laura.
I'm Francesca.
And welcome to our Novel Nights test episode. So today we go live Thursday, July 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So mark your calendars. I hope you'll join us for our live show. But this is just our test. So we're testing out the software, the tech, recording together. But we'll also share what some of our weekend reading plans are. So stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Francesca.
I'm Victoria.
I'm Laura.
And welcome to Novel Nights. Oh my gosh, that's a little intro. Okay, so fun fact, I'll just, because again, this is test, so we really don't have a structure for today's episode, but we actually met in person in Tampa. Was it a month ago? I think it's a month ago.
Yeah.
Pretty much exactly.
Yeah. So we got some of that footage that we did for that little intro there. If you're watching us live, let us know what you thought. If you caught that bit, replay crew, we want to hear from you as well. So just drop a comment and let us know what you think about the intro. So I took the drive over to Tampa. So Laura and Francesca, they're on the west coast of Florida. I'm on the east. And my husband drove me. Thank you. I drive myself. And I met up with these gals, and it was super, super fun. We chat to each other every day. We co-work together. We have our little chats where we catch up on just everything that's been happening. So yeah, it's been a fun time. So this is our test session. So Francesca, what's going on with you this week? And what are you looking forward to doing on the weekend?
So I am actually looking forward to reading. I am in the middle of reading 4 books. I plan on finishing all of that and maybe starting something else. So there's a lot of that happening. Probably spend a little bit of time with family too, but you know. What else? I think that's about it. I am in the middle of watching a couple of shows. I started my Lady Jane. I have not read the book, but I felt like, you know me, I like to watch book to screen adaptations without reading it. So I dove in. So I watched 1 episode. It was all right. I will continue and hold my judgment. Just okay. And then, yeah, as far as books, I'm in the middle of reading an older book. I think it came out last year, A Cosmic Kind of Love by Samantha Young, which is really fun. There's a event planner, and she's kind of planning a wedding for somebody, and her client accidentally sends her these video messages from her ex-boyfriend, who happens to be an astronaut, and he had sent her those recordings from space. And she's like all excited about it. And obviously he's kind of like a social media celebrity because he was posting from space. So she kind of knew who he was. So she watches all these private messages and decides to come clean and send an email, like a video message kind of email to him and saying, listen, I'm really sorry. I watched all your messages. I know it's an invasion of privacy and whatever, but she wanted to come clean and it bounced, but really it didn't technically bounce. So he got it because NASA actually, he's already back on Earth, but so he got it. And the lady at NASA was like, so this just came from your ex-girlfriend's thing because it was a special email for her. And he's like, well, let me watch it, but just make it look like it's bouncing. So now this girl over here takes it like her personal diary and she starts sending these video messages. And then he's watching all of them. And so he gets an invitation to the wedding and he's like, well, I'm going to go because I have to meet this wedding planner. That's kind of where I'm at. It's really cute. I'm really enjoying it. What else? Then the rest, I think, are they all Kindle Unlimited? No, I have 2 Kindle Unlimited. One is a fantasy romance, but it's like fantasy historical romance, which I'm really loving. It's I picked it up on a total whim. It's God, what is it? A Rivalry of Hearts by Tassandra Odette. So highly recommended so far. I'm about halfway done with that one. It's really fun. There's technically two writers, but one is a poetry writer, but he's really an actor. And they're going on this book tour together. She writes smut, and they're in a fae realm. So he's fae, she's human. And her books have become really popular because they're fae smut. And she comes over, they're going on a book tour together. He doesn't really like her at first because he's like, oh, you write that smut and drivel. And they make a bet that whoever, because there's a contract at the end of the tour, whoever has the most sales. And she knows that he's really popular, she's not going to get the contract. So they make a bet that whoever seduces the most people at the end of the tour, so they have to seduce basically like a person every night. And whoever seduces the most will have to deny, like when they get the contract, they have to say they're not going to take it. So she figures that's the only way she's going to get it. So I really enjoyed it. I've never seen this author before, but I definitely will read more of her books. And I think the other one I'm reading is one that you read already, Laura. It's The Pairing by Casey McQuiston.
Yes. Yeah.
So that one I'm starting out, so I don't have an opinion on yet, but road trip and armchair travel, have to read that. Yep. And the other one that I am reading that I'm really loving, I told you I have a lot. Change of Heart by Kate Canterbury. Mm-hmm. So there's these two doctor friends, and they're women, and they have this like summer thing that they crash weddings. So they make like a schedule, they go somewhere and they just crash a whole bunch of like really big weddings, and that's like their fun. And at each wedding they have to kind of like have a one night stand. So this lady has a one night stand with this really hot dude, and she goes back to her life. She's a transplant surgeon, and comes the residents, and in that batch of residents is the guy.
Oh my God.
So Grey's Anatomy, essentially.
Yeah, that's what it's shaping up to be. Yeah.
Yeah. So that one I'm like 60-70%. I really liked it. It's really good so far. So highly recommend. Highly recommend.
Oh my gosh.
So that will be my weekend.
No, it sounds like you have a lot going on. Like for me, it's quite the opposite. Like I have a TBR, so now I'm going to be flipping through to see what's there to read. I'm very deep in fall reading. I'm reading for the fall reading guide. Guide dropped in the first Friday? I think so. Early September. Don't quote me. But I've been feeling for something cozy. I know it's hot outside, but I'm like getting in the cozy vibes for all the fall books. So on my list is the new what's her face? Mia P. Manasala. Is that how you say her name? Yes, she's the new one. I'm interested in like Guilt and Ginatan or something like that. So I'm interested to kind of see what rabbit hole that goes down. The new Richard Osman. Everyone knows Richard Osman from like the Thursday Murder Club series. So he has a new book in there as well. And then I saw another book on my list, which is pitched as National Lampoon meets, I don't remember what, but it sounds very interesting, it's called Nightmare of a Trip by Maureen Kilmer. I think that comes out in early September. So I'm very interested in that. There's this other spooky book. Oh, I can see the cover, but I can't remember the name. Shoot, I'm drawing a blank. But I'm essentially in the cozy reading vibe, even though it is boiling hot outside. But I'm really excited about the books to close out the end of the year. I'm also planning, I haven't started reading it yet, but I'm really excited. The new Sally Rooney. So for all my literary fans out there who like Sally Rooney, I'm very excited for it. At the festival, there's always this big debate when we have like the literary sessions, because it's like half the crowd loves Sally Rooney and then the other half doesn't. So Amanda hosts one of the sessions, and her co-host Kaylee doesn't like Sally Rooney. Amanda loves Sally Rooney. So of course panda, right? And we're in the crowd fighting for our lives. Everyone else is like, no, we don't like her, and this and that. So I'm very interested to see what she does with book 4, just because I liked her third book best. So she had Conversations with Friends first, then she had Normal People, then she had Beautiful World, Where Are You? And I personally feel like Beautiful World, Where Are You was her best book yet. I know, people debate on all that stuff. When you were mentioning book to screen adaptations, I haven't watched Normal People, even though like I'm a big fan. I'm very particular with the book to screen adaptations that I watch. However, I will be watching more of them. So you need to show up to Novel Nights, because I'll be sharing my thoughts on some that I'm watching. So if you haven't already, subscribe to Francesca Under the Covers book blog, Laura What to Read Next, and my channel, Biblio Lifestyle, because we're going to be chatting book to screen adaptations. I'm going to dip my toes in, but I'm also going to keep an open mind, just because I do acknowledge books is one form of storytelling, and like screen is a completely different storytelling medium. So it's kind of wrapping my brain around that and remembering that, so I don't judge it too harshly.
Yeah.
that really is a thing. But if anyone watching loves a good book to screen adaptation, if you felt like an adaptation did it right, I'd love to hear from you, folks that are live, replay crew. Let me know the best book to screen adaptation you've watched recently. I'm also interested in Amor Towles' A Gentleman in Moscow. Mm-hmm. That's an adaptation that's out now. I had a chat with Peter Swanson for the podcast. He's coming up soon, and he said he loved it. He thought it was brilliant. And he and I like a lot of the same, like old school classic mystery authors. We kind of aligned a lot on contemporary authors we love too. And he said it was good. So I'm interested in watching that. I actually think that's something I maybe can get my husband to watch with me, because that's I'm trying to find stuff too that we could all kind of watch. So let me know the best book to screen adaptation, number 1, but then also shows that might be good to watch with your partner. So if anyone has suggestions, I'm open. Laura,
just make him watch everything. I mean, I'm making my husband watch My Lady Jane.
Yeah, just make him watch, and make him watch Maxton Hall.
He doesn't have an opinion.
You know what he watched and he actually appreciated. This is sounding really bad because it's been a while. That's why we don't watch a lot of book to screen adaptations. He loved the Little Women adaptation that they did that time. He actually went to the cinema to watch it. Like actually went, and that is a lot. Okay, because on the couch, but we actually went to the cinema, and I was like, okay, great. He liked it. Like even the wardrobe was like, man, they really did the thing with that. So no, he's very open-minded, and we wanted to go watch the Barbie, even though I know Barbie. We just didn't get around to it. Honestly, I feel post-COVID, we haven't gotten back into like the cinema routine. To go like every week, every 2 weeks or whatever, and just haven't really gotten back into it. So it's like finding the time, but also then just vegging on the couch. So and we just moved, y'all. I have U-Haul boxes there, a whole bunch off in the hallway. It is mad. So we have lots to do. I promise you, watching a movie, a film, whatever, is the last thing. Right now. But anyway, Laura, what's up with you? What are the weekend plans? What are you reading?
So what I'm reading, I'm just wrapped out some summer audiobooks. So I made a list of like 7 audiobooks, a lot of summer camp. There's until next summer. There's one summer something. There's a lot of summer camp books that I read. So I feel like I'm summer camped out, and now I'm getting into a more edgier Kindle Unlimited and some cozy mysteries again. So that's basically starting to gear up for the fall, and started reading some thrillers actually. Mm-hmm. Like that's what I'm looking for. I started We Love the Night by Rachel Collier Craft, which is a vampire thriller, female friendship. It's set in London in the disco era in the 70s. So it is fun, it is frothy, it is glossy, it is just fun. I love vampires personally. Those are like my favorite supernatural beings because they're glamour, they're rich, and they just like live the good life. So I'm very excited for vampires to get a renaissance. And then Kindle Unlimited, I'm reading a couple of books. I finished Tell Me How You Hate It. I think this is a Callie Melly. It's an ice skating romance.
I want to read that.
Yeah, so it was good. It was like love to hate each other. They're ice skating pairing. So I think this will be a good book for in a couple of years when we get the Olympics, when we get to that part. And then I'm reading Bourbon and Lies, which is a small town romantic suspense witness protection program. I'm still trying to figure out the suspense. I'm halfway through, but I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of bourbon country, so I'm learning all about bourbon and like how bourbon is made and how expensive it is, and the distilleries and like people who are obsessed with it. So it's been fun just to, travel to Kentucky. And then watching wise, I've been obsessed with Love Island. So I'm actually watching Love Island USA. That's the one that I try to get UK, but for some reason it's just like not clicking. But USA, the first week was kind of like I watched the first week episode on a Sunday while I was packing up for moving. So it was pretty much kind of like, getting to know each other. But let me tell you, after week 2, the mess, toxicity, sense of like just the whole thing. It's just it's so messy. And yes, I watched because of Ariana, but like I stayed because the producers did a great job with casting this crew. It's just so good. So we're in Casa More. So if you know Love Island, so basically everything's fun and dandy. There's like rotating cast of characters to come in every day or every other day. They'll have like new characters come in, and everyone has to couple up. If you're single, you're at risk of getting dumped in the island. And so everyone's fine and dandy for the first 2 weeks. There's some couples who were established, and there were like people who are just kind of like falling in love. And then the producers spice it up with Casa More, which means like they split the girls in one house, the boys in another house, and then they bring new girls and new boys to spice things up. And it's been raunchy, and it's been like the established couples are no more, and it's been so good. So today we're getting recoupling. We're getting the boys and the girls are actually going to meet each other and going to see what happened that week off. They had vacation going on, and the boys misbehave. So it's gonna be like it's gonna be next level. So I'm watching it live at 9:00 every night on Peacock. It's like my go-to before I go to bed. I watch it and just enjoy. So
nice.
Some more. If you're looking for a good messy Love Island USA, Peacock is worth the time.
I love that. Yay. Okay, so listeners, you got what we're reading, you got what we're watching. That's just a little bit of what you can expect at Novel Nights. Again, join us every Thursday. We're starting July 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So, do the math, work out your time zone. 7 p.m. Eastern Time, it's 7 p.m. New York time. So whatever time that is, wherever you are, join us. We'll have more structure. We'll have dedicated topics we want to talk about because, legit, this is just a live stream. We have zero plans. We have plans for next week and the week after and all the weeks ahead. Yeah. But this is legit just a test to see, how the on-screen things work, how the functions work with us three together. I did a live test myself, and we've all been doing our little things. So we're kind of congregating here. So mark your calendars every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Anything you're watching, Francesca? For me, my frothy fun, I guess I'll watch it on my phone when I'm working, and it keeps me company. I've been enjoying Real Housewives of Dubai. So I'm a Bravo girly. I love Housewives. I will admit quite a bit of, Housewives and the different shows have gotten really toxic and stuff, but I love it. I think I'm so invested in these women. It's crazy. Like I said, Bravo girly. So I saw that Andy celebrated 15 years of Watch What Happens Live, which I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so wild. And they had, what do you call it? Like the talent over the 15 years join him live. And they did this clip with Teresa from Real Housewives of New Jersey. Her daughter had given Andy a pony, and she was around 3 or 5 years old. And this gal graduated high school and is going to college. I mean, she's a little teeny thing in her princess outfit. I was like, oh my gosh, where did the years go? I remember watching it live. So, I've been a fan for years, but right now, the show that's giving me enjoyment that doesn't feel like too toxic and heavy is Real Housewives of Dubai. It really gives a glimpse into the expat life. Like, obviously, there's so many things about Dubai that's not being shown, but just how like glitzy and glamorous the expats are and how extra they can be. Then you have one Emirati woman who, I guess you could say, she kind of grounds the show by saying, you know, okay, this is what's normal, this isn't. But it's very diverse. So you have a girl who is Jamaican American. She's an expat in Dubai with her husband who's English. Then we have a born and raised, a very English through and through person. That's Caroline Stansbury. The Jamaican American is Lisa Milan. You have where is Chanel Ayan from again?
Africa. She's from Africa. Like,
yeah, I'm trying to remember her country.
I think Sudan or like
yes, she's from Sudan. Thank you. She's from Sudan. We have a new girl who's from Pakistan, which I think is brilliant.
Nice.
We have an American as well. I think she's from Boston. And who am I forgetting that's on the show? I don't know. But the point is, they're women from all over. It really shows the expat life because there's so many people there. And it's just fun and it's just so silly and it makes me laugh. But it's just a good escape. So that's what I've been watching. What is your go-to thing that you watch? Because Laura's on Love Island. I'm on Housewives. What are you watching?
I don't commit to anything like long running. So I don't have anything like that right now. I just like kind of like pick something that either has 1, 2, however many seasons, and I'll just binge through the whole thing. I just finished last week a Taboo student teacher age gap, all the messy things show on Netflix. It's actually a Greek show, obviously with subtitle, with dubbed in English. And it was called, I think, Maestro in Blue. And it's set at this really nice, quaint little small island. They're doing a music festival. So they're bringing in this music teacher to like put everything together. So of course the daughter, I say teenage, but probably she was like 18. Of the guy that's running for mayor is in love with him. So a little bit of taboo stuff happening, but you know, all the angsty stuff. So it's like 2 seasons of full angst. I loved it. Also, there's like a gay romance where they're like, you know, hiding their relationship. It does also deal with like more serious subjects. So there's domestic abuse and some other stuff in there. But it was just so good. Like if you love drama and just like messy things, that was like great. Like, just give me all of it.
It's messy.
It's messy.
You know, people don't talk about
messy.
People don't talk about the shows that are so messy or hella problematic, but they're so good. Like this.
It's so good. I'm like, just keep going. I need more.
I think because I hijacked Bravo so early, like I'm just so addicted to all their shows. Like my problematic fave, I always say, is Southern Charm. Like, and that's set in Charleston. Hella problematic, but I love it. I can't help but love Craig. I love Madison. I just love how crazy all the people are. You know, we've had some unfortunate situations. Like I send all my best to Catherine Dennis. I hope she's doing well. You know what I'm saying? But she's like a product of being on reality TV really early and just kind of going through that.
Right.
But yeah, it's just sometimes the messy shows are actually the really good ones, and they're hella problematic too.
Yes. Give us the problematic favorites, please.
I know.
I mean, facts. And even if some people are like, "Oh, I don't watch that," I'm like, I bet you're watching something.
Yeah, you're watching it.
Yeah.
You're watching something.
You're reading something. You're watching something hella problematic. Like,
Yes.
it's just life. So, Replay crew, let us know in the comments, what's your problematic favorite show? And do you read problematic books as well? You know, because again, there's some problematic faves out there. Maybe you read them, then you found out they were hella problematic, but you loved it the same.
Mhm.
It's facts. It's facts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's life.
But anyways, friends, again, we are chaotic. a trio. So this is some of the energy you can expect at Novel Nights. Again, I hope you will join us. Mark your calendars. We're going live every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. New York time, same difference, do the time zone things, and I hope you'll join us. We'll have the next live scheduled. So again, just subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can know when we go live. We'll do pop-up lives in the in-between as well on our respective channels. So I hope you'll show up. I hope you'll support us. And yeah, until next time, I think that's it. Oh wait, we got a comment.
Yeah.
People. Ishmael, here on YouTube, or if you're watching on Facebook, or if you're watching on Twitch, we are going to go live on the platform. So wherever you're watching now, just subscribe and follow that so you'll be notified when we go live. Again, the scheduled live, the appointment we'll be keeping is Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, aka 7 p.m. New York time. So wherever you are, wherever you're watching, just do that little time conversion for us. And yeah, I hope to see you there. Ladies, anything else you have to?
Happy weekend.
Yeah.
Happy weekend, and here's some music to play us out.